Greetings everybody, CyberKnight-Miky here, welcome back to another review. And this time, well, I'm finally reviewing the one that is all, the one who is many, the false king, the three-headed monster, King Ghidorah, 2019, from King of the Monsters. And my god, he's big, so big, that I had to now bring him that far to actually show him his full size. Jeez, why is this guy so big? Of course he's gonna be that big because look at those wings. My goodness, those are impressive. So, there's been many interesting trivia and some well, backs kind of a little bit interesting ride with this Ghidorah. Some have reported him to be actually very nice. Some actually had some problems with him. Well, mostly everyone, considering the wings and the tail and the necks and such. So, is this guy really a disappointment? Well, to be, not really at all. I mean, I expected him to be like this. I mean, if you actually saw him in the promotional pictures and actually saw him with all of this, what are you doing? You should have expected it. Come on. He is supposed to be that impressive and big. But yeah, I'm gonna talk about what's good, what's bad, and also my opinion. So, without further ado, let's take a look at this three-headed monster, King Ghidorah. Before you do it, actually, may I actually suggest you to be aware that this is actually not content made for kids under age of 13. This is actually a collector's item only for adults. Mostly over 15 and up. But mostly the content is over 13 and up. For any viewers to actually watch. If you are actually under 13 or 12, well, let me suggest you to actually have some permission from your parents. If you have not, then click out of this video. Please, for my sake and my kind of life, this is actually something good for you, and may you have a Merry Christmas and such. But yeah, also don't forget to like, subscribe, and also hit that notification bell button for actually more content, and not also missing any videos that I'm releasing. If you don't watch my videos, then you're not a supporter. You're just a backstabber. Alright, on to the review. Now, let me just say, this King Ghidorah is flipping amazing. Just flipping impressive with all the detail and the sculpting of this figure. But yeah, I can also say that, well, what about the paint? Well, I can agree that the paint may be a bit bland, but I think it's somewhat actually kind of accurate. Don't get me wrong, I know it's kind of not really that gold, but I don't have really an issue with no gold of him. I mean, take a look at this. This King Ghidorah has, I mean, look at this figure. How could you not say no to? Well, there is some no to something, but yes, let me just clarify. Look at the angle. He actually looks kind of impressive for being designed by either Yuji Sakai or Shinichi Shinagawa. Whoever that name is. I may have butchered him. Yeah, sorry. But to be clear, this figure was actually pretty much used by the 3D model of King Ghidorah, but also before the movie was released. So this is actually more like a concept model before the final release. But Unlike other King Ghidorahs, this is more likely slight faithful to the actual screen appearance. Yeah, some the tail may have, for example, I'm gonna show you. The tail here is missing kind of paint-ups. Like it should have been a little bit of a silverish, but for me, there's no problem. And considering he is that big, let's just say the box is humongous. I mean, look at it. It's humongous. It's ridiculous. Okay. Oops. Oopsie. Oh, we're not gonna noticing that one. Sorry, background, but yeah, I'm not gonna notice you, senpai. Okay, then we have the infamous. Hold on, Nee and Kevin and Itchy. Can you please help me? Thank you. Now, if you can see here, how you're gonna attach all of this is kind of very descriptive, like sharp, sharp, sharp. This figure is sharp. And I'm not joking. I actually feel pain. It's impressive. And also how you actually attach the tail, well, kind of a little bit descriptive by how you're gonna attach it. Well, if you look over there, just give the tail a hint, and you will be good to go. Like, that one is to be right here, and actually, this tail should be here, and this one here. And then there's also many options, and yada yada. Kevin, please. Oof. Kevin. Jesus. Okay. Whoa. Like I said, big box. Okay, how am I gonna say, yeah. This is literally just a prototype. So the coloring may be really, but it's also Photoshop, remember? While the color may be nice, and also this pose. I know some of you say, that's impossible. Well, ever heard of a flight pose stand? You can find it in flightpose.com. And you can actually buy it. I really need a fucking flight pose because I really want him to be in the air. From now on, we're gonna have to accept what he is now. This big. So, what's the catch? Well, the paint sculpting is great. The issue, well, it may be very to the wings. Considering they are big, they often tap out. So that's an issue. Maybe a bigger issue, but there's a solution. Just tape it around and you will be fine to go. Dear Gadoom made a video, so there's no worry. And then there's also the feet. Yeah, they are not that posable, but what you expect for a figure that's literally just a display option. And flipping enormous. And also, yeah, I actually glad that there's no joints there because, yeah, with joints it will be a fucking complicated, kind of bukkake. What you say? That the joints would have actually made it better? Oh, like the other Mexican sponsors has been so much superior with their jointed but also very gappy and awful designs of the wings. How they make it so much gaps and actually looking like a catastrophe. Like a road and how it's just a flop fest. That's my sarcasm. Even though they are actually may have been jointed and actually been nice to you, but in reality, it would have been complicated and too frustrating for you. Keep that in mind. This is only the arm. And also, if you don't see that, there's also amazing shading with all this figure, and you cannot disagree with me, and you cannot lie to yourself. You cannot tell me that you will not find that impressive, right? Well, I can also find you more reasonable considering of the how do I say it, the nose shading on the back. Well, yeah, there may have been not many shading, and some have been a little bit bubbly, but for me, this is actually kind of a texture, and considering it's outside, there should have been more light to it than the inside. Remember? And also, here's also a thing with the tail. If I find the rear, actually, the wings actually make it more bigger, but without it, well, it still looks kind of big. Actually, we should just remove the wings so it makes it a little bit easier. Like, yeah, a little bit more easier. Okay, the inside actually has some screws. If you can focus a little bit, I don't know. Yeah, if you see here, screws. Yeah, and it's really hollow inside, so there's a reason why it has no ball joint. And also, now you see here, yeah, if you see here, this is the right two, and it also shows the shape here. You just have to make it sure that it's actually attached too much, so it will also be solid. And yes, the popping of the leg is also an issue, but it's always only a round copy, and if I'm being careful, there's no problem. Alright? So yeah. For me, I don't find that an issue. But yeah, there's also a another accessory that I actually want to address is there's a 3 support stands. One for the crutch, and 1 for the crutch, 2 for the wings, and 3 bases. What's the catch? Well, you get 2 little bit longer arms for these 2. What you're gonna do is just pop it up. Oh, I just love how it pops. Oh, satisfaction. Wait. Satisfaction. Wait. I'm torturing you all. Don't you feel tortured? Now, let's go back to the wings. And considering, I'm going to actually show you the articulation right now with the wings. These ones has a ball joint, so you can actually rotate it all around and have a double ball joint here. So you can angle it how you want. And before you put it on the wings. So now when you put on the wings, you're going to need to angle it down. Have it a little bit higher up. Make sure that the claw is actually attaching to the rear end. And now it's doing the infamous scene where he is literally the newest alpha, the king of the monsters. Oops. That is not supposed to happen. Oopsie. Yeah, I know that, I know what you're gonna comment, so please be quiet. Oops. Well. Oh yeah, that's right, the crotch piece. And then you're gonna attach it right so, and beam, boom. Now you got the infamous pose where he is literally. Also, you're gonna angle it up so you can actually make it roaring. And now you have the infamous scene where he is literally the newest alpha. Oh wait, I got something better. Rodan. Now it looks better. That's awesome. Now, I know what you're gonna comment. Well, that's only the accessories. What about the rest of them? Well, sure, he only has those accessories and no gravity beams, which is kind of a missed opportunity for a King Ghidorah figure, considering the other King Ghidorah, mostly the Heisei figures, had their own beams, like the original vanilla King Ghidorah and the special color version, which had 3 different beam effects. And Mecha King Ghidorah did not have them. So that sucks, right? Well, I actually know that I actually wouldn't include it because, to be real, having in the mouth would have been not in the memo, and considering the basis that actually support the support arms to King Ghidorah's anti-gravity beams wasn't that great. I can understand why they didn't include it. So, luckily, I made my own. And what you get, and those are actually my customizable beam that I actually used in my tutorial. And if you want to watch it, I put a notification, and you can watch that video right up there. And you won't miss anything. And that looks good. Now it's only missing the electric beams on his wingtips. So, oh yeah, that's right, I forgot something. What makes this Ghidorah great is that these Ghidorahs have different personalities, which are also the sadistic, which Ichi or Ni may be the one who actually killed, her. But you can see that in the middle has more spikes than Ni and Kevin. And Kevin has a more, normal looking head, while Ni has more of a broken horn, which many supposed to actually thought that it was actually a quality control issue, and considering the concept the model did not have it. Well, here's the thing. Ni actually had it. In the opening scene where he actually arrived, you can see some shots where he actually had these broken horn. So that's not a quality control issue. That is its character trope. That is its its actual design. And let me just also say, these has to be very nice, cleanly eyes. Because if you see here, Ichi had some very, very nice eyes. Very central, pinkish eye. The tongue, which is also bow jointed, but it's also a little bit hard to actually articulate. So let me show you in the rear end. So let me show you here. I have a little bit of pen here, so you can open up. He has a ball joint here, so you can actually make him scream. But also, here's also a thing. This may be also the reason why it actually has an extra jaw, because considering they actually modeled before the film was released, yeah, they thought that maybe the ball joint may not be a good idea, so they actually added a hinge. But also add a little bit complication of jaw bending on the side, so yeah. A little bit there, hair missing, miss here and there, but for me, I have no complaints. So, yeah, that's it. And here's also a really neat thing. My copy does not suffer with all other neck joints. With all their 14 segments, they are solid as hell. And that I actually love. You can actually pose him while you're making a stop motion, and he will move fluidly as possible. And even move the pose where Kevin is like wondering what the hell Ichi is doing. And also, here's also the extra, which I'm gonna do. Wait, I'm actually gonna do it later. Well, the leg joint is also on a kind of ball joint. Wait, hold on. Let me just do this. I'm gonna show you something really neat. Yeah, there we go. The legs are on the ball joint, limited. A ball jointed knee, which is actually pretty cool. And a ball joint here on the calf and the feet, which I have painted nails, which is really good. And then, nice texture. Really dinosaur-esque. And then 13 ball joint on the tail, with ball joint, ball joint, ball joint, ball joint. Actually, this tail actually don't suffer with my posability. This is actually a really fine one. Huh. I think my copy is actually the one that's actually passable. I mean, look at this. So fluid. And then we come this and it's just... Yep. But yeah, it's not supposed to be meant to be played. It's mostly meant to be displayed and not moving too much. But yeah, not that much. But it's also a catch. You notice that it also has some possibility here, and why I mentioned that in later, well, in just a few seconds, there's also a catch. If you just pose it like so, and bend the heads forward, there's also an articulation here, and then you can actually do like so. You can also angle the arms like whatever you want, like so. This may pop up, but that's okay. I don't mind. Oops. A little bit tight. What you can do, and I know this is not that you're supposed to do, but, and I do not recommend any of one of you do it. Let the professional do it. My professional, aka me, show you. So, you don't need these, so you can actually, considering they are angled like so, you can move them out, and then, with a bit of magic, you can also display King Ghidorah like so. And that to me is a fantastic display. To actually have his wings like so. Sure, the gap may be also a bit open, and the wings here might not be so much fluid. But this may be the closest to him actually angled like how he actually was in the film, how his wings just went to the ground and he's crawling, and how he's actually defending himself from the pilots, actually the fighter planes just fire on him, fire on them. This is actually an awesome display. And I only recommend that you being careful. If you're gonna do it, be careful. And also tighten it up with a little bit of a tape. That might be a bit fluid. And let me show you how I can actually let you tighten up. God damn it. Small tutorial. You take a little bit of tape, like so. Then you're just gonna cover it up like so. Really nicely. Be careful. Don't use super glue like Juppy the Hung. Sure, he may be one professional, but I'm just saying, just don't do it. Let me show you how it's done. And also, considering I'm now going to show him with spread wings and more outward pose. Like so. Now, take a look at this. Tight, but with a little bit of force, the wings are solid. And just also be careful when you're trying to remove these wings, because it may be causing some trouble with the figure. But that's why I, the professional King Ghidorah holder, will suggest you to be careful when you are posing your King Ghidorah, because right now he is now complete. And here is this small tutorial how to tighten up the wings. And for size comparison, Shin Godzilla. Wait, hold on. Okay, I'm just gonna do it. Look how big this King Ghidorah is. Yes, the body may be a little bit skinny, but the toll of the head and the wings and the mass, yeah. Godzilla 2019, awesome. 1954, awesome. Awesome. Sorry for the background, it's my family. So, what does Godzilla look like? What does King Ghidorah scale with? Here's 2014's. Yeah. If Godzilla was like a little bit double the size, he would have been like 210 feet, 200 feet, 200 meters tall. Like in the promotional picture, so actually it's somewhat kind of thought it would actually scale. And here we have got King Ghidorah next to the other monsters from King of the Monsters, Mothra and Rodan from NECA. And let me say, if you want to have a collection without the 2-pack of Rodan and Mothra, now this is a display for you. With S.H.MonsterArts Godzilla, King Ghidorah, and 2 NECAs. And it works with also the NECA Godzilla 2. It doesn't matter which kind of branded of Rodan, Mothra, and Godzilla will be. S.H.MonsterArts NECA, they scale really perfectly with King Ghidorah. Because, NECA thought that making King Ghidorah wouldn't sell well, considering it would cost 120 or 150 for us to pay. Well, if that's the case, what the hell did you also release the Alien Queen then? Or the other NECA figures that's also the same size as him and very pricey. What's your excuse, NECA? Like Alan Jonah in the film said. Now, my opinion. For me, I just love this King Ghidorah. Sure, he has some issues, and some may also see him as a disappointment. For me, I don't really mind him. I mean, I did expect what I actually bought him in when I saw the promotional pictures in S.H.MonsterArts the Articulation Series website. I saw that they only had the support stance accessories and nothing more. And I also know they also other issues that they also would have been happened when he also had other accessories. I mean, having the other beams like the electricity on top of his wings would have been somewhat as a spoiler. This is also another reason with Shin Godzilla. If it had actually shown with beams, it would have been a spoiler. So it would have been a good case that S.H. Monster wouldn't release him with beams because, I know one thing. They may be sloppy, but I don't think they would be fucking lazy. I mean, they're trying to do their best, okay? What you see is what you get. And if you have some extra anti-gravity beams like the beams from King Ghidorah from the Heisei series, you can use them on him. If not, then I actually have a tutorial how to actually make your own anti-gravity beams with just bending wire and hot glue guns. Covered it with some extra gold paint. Now, it's still on the website on Big Bad Toy Store and other websites like Nin Game, Nippon Yasan, and other like Bluefield and other such websites that may have King Ghidorah on the stock. Just don't pay him that ridiculous. If there's other that has like lower the price, go for it, and also be aware of what you're actually buying. If you buy something that you didn't expect, then you will not have a good time. But if there's a rare instinct that you have a very solid King Ghidorah with wings, still attachable, yes, it's a little bit problematic, but there's a reason why. But and also having tail not popping off too much and head not popping out too much. Even though I also want Kevin to be the attachable. Let me show you another reason. And now you're having another spoiler where Kevin's severed hair is still on the area where Godzilla just attached King Ghidorah's head and where Rodan just appeared out of the volcano. Yeah. This is what it's actually also really tight for me to actually pop it out, but yeah, you can also do that for just funsies. But other than that, for me, I would actually recommend it. Just don't pay too much, okay? I mean, sure, maybe save him for a NECA King Ghidorah if Randy actually do it. For me, I highly doubt it. Just save your money for something better, or even save your money for a bootleg Shoei King Ghidorah that actually got stolen by a Chinese person, a bootlegger, which may also got a little bit arrested here. And yeah, Thanos was right. Half of the population would have been great. That was a weird outro. But anyway, that was my review of King Ghidorah. A very long one with 30 minutes, I'm sorry, but hey, this is what I'm gonna do. I want to have my full opinion and also show you something that many of you don't necessarily do, and I don't have too much of edits. Unlike Steven Toy's review, Jabba the Hong, who has like 17,000 likes, holy crap. And yeah, I just want to show my own experience and thoughts. So, there you go. I hope you like it, and I hope you don't skip it, because I'm gonna make a Mothra and Rodan review next time. Actually, in 23rd, if I actually got my money then. So, yeah. I hope you like this video, and like I said, don't forget to write something in the comments below, and also subscribe to my channel to give me more support, and hit the notification bell button for even more reviews. That's all for me. I'm CyberKnight-Miky here saying peace, and also don't lie to yourself, be always honest, and something great will always happen to you. And I will also listen to you what you have to say in full honesty. Bye.